guys, got a little camera I want to take apart. My brother-in-law gave it to me. I think he probably used it as a helmet camera when he used to ride his bike. It's got an SD card in there that I've put in there and tested it, and I will show you a bit of video. It's got, is that mini USB? I can't remember, mini, micro, I think that's mini, isn't that? Can't remember what that one is. I think it tells me on the outside, oh yeah, TV. Oh, it actually says micro SD, if the camera will pick that up. Micro SD, TV and USB. So yeah, micro SD, TV, USB. I think that's mini USB. I can't remember the names of the different sizes. And then there's a little switch there for 60 Hertz or 50 Hertz. It was on 60 when he gave it to me. I've tried it on 50, it seems alright. The video it shoots is 480 by 720, AVI format, 30 frames per second. I haven't found any instructions for it, and I haven't actually found manufacturer's name on it anywhere. So I've had to sort of work my way through it and guess what's what. On that button there's the picture of a waste bin. On that button, well, I think it's a picture of a screen and the pause button and all that all in one. And I've had quite a bit of trouble trying to get it to turn on and off consistently. In fact, today when I managed to get it to turn on, the only way I could get it to turn on was to turn it on and off several times and then hold the delete button in. And it actually beeped even though it was turned off, and then the next time I turned it on it worked. So really not sure. I'm guessing if I turn it on now, there's a little high-pitched beep that tells us it's turned on, and it's gone straight into record mode this time. And it's showing 60 Hertz. I thought I'd just flick that switch over to 50. Oh, I can't see. You can probably see better than me at the moment because you're in macro mode. Anyway, that clearly says 60 Hertz at the moment. The UK is 50 Hertz, but that only matters if you're actually going to play it back through the TV lead. Yeah, so it's recording. I might even show you the bit of video it's recording now, which will be my fingers over the end of it and that sort of thing. And there's a 1 there. So if you can see it, that indicates it's the first bit of video on the memory. If I press that, that stops. If I press that again, we should get number 2 come up. Yeah, there we go. And stop it again. Start it again. Stop it. And if I press the delete button, I don't know whether it will delete the first one or the second or the third. It's gone down to 2, but whether that's the first or the second that it's deleted, I have no idea. Anyway, it appears to work. It's, I'm saying, 480 by 720. It's not very high resolution. I had it running in the car as a dash cam just to get some video footage, so I'll probably show that probably now or something. I'll turn it off. A different beep to let us know it's turned off. It's all waterproof, it's rubberized. This is a nice rubber seal that goes in the end. You have to wiggle it a bit to get it in, but it does go all the way in. And to take it apart, it looks like it's got little rubber seals in each screw hole. I did lever this one up. Yeah, that one came up. Going to come up. There's probably a tool for getting them up, isn't there? No. We don't want it to turn on when we're working on it, do we? Doesn't want to come up. What can we use? Because we're going to damage the water seal, aren't we? That one doesn't want to come up. Okay. Oh, that did come loose actually. Yeah, it did. Okay. I'll just position these so I know which one's which, because they're all different shapes. They've got little cutouts in them. Okay. So that's all four of them. And that feels like that's the right size screwdriver. That makes a change, doesn't it? I'm just taking it apart for the sake of taking it apart. I mean, it appears to work. As I say, it's not particularly high resolution. It's not a particularly convenient size or shape to use on any of my aeroplanes. Probably wouldn't be a problem on the radio controlled cars. Although it's bigger and heavier than that little orange Quilima Q11 that I use, that I'm very pleased with. And I suppose I could put it on a boat, being as it's waterproof. I don't know if it's actually sink proof, as in if it sinks to the bottom of the pond. But that might be a use for it, just to get on one of the boats. While I'm talking here, I'm just checking those screws do appear to be all the same size, so that's handy. If anybody actually knows what make and model this particular camera is, please let me know in the comments. It'd be nice to see if I can find the proper instructions for it. I mean, there's not going to be much to it. I'd like to find out if we can actually get a timestamp on it, because I'm pretty sure there was a little text file on the memory card, but I don't know if that was from this camera or whether it was because I've used the memory card on a different camera before, because it certainly doesn't show the date and time when I record. And I've tried different formats for the text file and none of them seem to register. Right, is it going to come apart? Oh yes, it looks like it is. For some reason that one doesn't want to come out. Come on. You can see the LiPo battery, that's okay. Looks like that's the rubber seal. You can see it sort of hanging there. Right, something just sprung out as that came apart. So I'm going to stop filming for a minute and go and search for it. I've no idea what it was. Absolutely no idea. Panic over, it was just the front cover. So that's okay. Right, so that's a decent sized LiPo battery. Just looking at that bit, that's the rubber seal. It goes all the way around. So try not to misplace that when we put it back together. So what can we see? Well, obviously the little camera sensor. Point with that. And that looks like that's a it says 24 at that end and 1 at that end. I expect the LiPo battery's stuck on. Ease it off because it's stuck onto the surface of the components. We don't want to rip any components off with it. Right, if I get that goop off there, we might be able to see the chip. I'll see if I can clean that off. I think that's cleaned up quite well. Again, you'll be able to see better than me because we're in macro mode. I can read Etron Tech, but I can't read the numbers at the moment. So, is there any point in taking it any further apart? I don't honestly think so. On the other side, what we will have is the display and the 2 buttons. But that's about it really. Not that I'm experienced at using the camera sensors for anything, but I can't imagine any reason for wanting to salvage the sensor out there because it's relatively low resolution. And it does work, so I think what I'll do is I'll put it back together. We've had a look inside. The battery's got nothing written on it, so we can't actually tell you anything about it. It's got a little protection circuit on there. And you'd have to watch somebody like Big Clive if you wanted a reverse engineer of the circuitry. I could see the switch, 50 Hz, 60 Hz there, and the USB in. Well, I suppose I could just take it apart that one bit further, couldn't I? Being as we've got it this far. Just so we can see the other side. Getting a bit shadowy there, sorry about that. I have to reposition the lights. Has that got any more screws in it? I can't see any more screws. So if we just pull this, is that going to lift it up from that end? No, something else is holding it. Just look and see if we've got anything non-metallic for opening it with. It's lifting up okay. There we go. Oh, it's just because it's anchored in place by the socket. So on the other side, I would guess that's probably the speaker. It does record audio as well, so there'll be a microphone under there as well. There's a little hole there and a little hole there, so one's the microphone and one will be the speaker, I would guess. And on the back of that will be the little display controlled by that black blob, I would think. Can we get that out without too much effort? Well, there must be the two switches as well on the back there, or push buttons. Lift off now. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so display. That's the two buttons. And that would be the microphone. It's even labelled MIC1. And a couple of little LEDs. Actually labelled. LED 2, LED 5, and LED 4 isn't there. LED 11. Test point, test point, test point, test point. Okay. I don't think we're actually going to learn very much from that, other than those who know what type of display that is. And I don't, so there. Right, can we get that back together? Can we get that screw out of there? Yep. Okay, there you go. Probably just wasting time watching me put it back together, especially if I'm going to drop screws everywhere. Let's put a little magnet on my screwdriver. Yeah, that'll help. Yeah, I think it'd be better if I wasn't from behind the camera while I do this, so I'll turn the camera off, I'll screw it back together and we'll see if it still works. Right, all back together. And recording. It has to be that way up, interestingly enough. So it's obviously supposed to go on the side of your helmet. That's it, job done. And like I say, if you recognise it and know the make and model, let me know in the comments and I might be able to find the instructions for it then. Thanks for watching. If you like that, then you might like this. And if you like this and that, you might like to subscribe over there.